We're Offstage, and today we're here with Allie, lead
Hello.
singer of Iron Curtain and also solo artist. So, why don't you get us started and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Allie. I'm the lead singer of the Iron Curtain, and then I do my own like folk music on the side. And I'm just a student here at Purdue, and it's just like a college band, but we have a lot of fun with it. So
Awesome. So, what have you been up to recently in your music journey as a solo artist as well as in the band?
sure. My solo stuff right now is kind of taking a back seat. But I'm hoping like to do more of it over the summer. But recently with the band, we just like got to open for Peach Pit, which was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm like so stoked about that. And it was such a cool experience. So yeah, so I think that was kind of like almost the like last hurrah for the band kind of thing. Um, so I think what's next is probably me trying to like write more songs on my own and like put my own stuff out, which is something I really want to focus on now. But
Cool. Awesome. What was the experience like interacting with Peach Pit? How did you guys get in contact? How did that day look like?
yeah, so it all happened because like usually every year, the student concert committee brings a big band in, and then they give like local bands a chance to like open for them. And there's like a different sort of contest every year. Like a couple years ago, I know we actually entered it, and it was like whoever got the most likes on an Instagram post got to do it. But this time, you actually had to submit like an application. It was like a form, and they would just
Wow.
had a panel of judges choose, I think, and then Peach Pit also chose. Um, so I just saw like on Instagram, I was like actually going on a college visit to like my law school that I'm going to.
Right.
I was like driving around the law school and I saw it on Instagram, like the student concert committee like advertising, like please apply for this. And I like made my dad pull over the car and I was like, I have to do this like right now. Like I can't go to the school yet. We have to do this. And so I like filled out the application, but I genuinely didn't think that like we would get it just because um there's a lot of bands now, and also like on the application it said like everyone in the band had to be a like current Purdue student. And even though like we all are Purdue students, like Ben had just graduated in December, and I was like, oh man,
Right.
I hope they don't like disqualify us for that, like because he is a Purdue student.
Yeah.
um but yeah, so I was like, I kind of forgot about it over spring break, and I was like, "Nah, like they're gonna disqualify us." Like I talked to my, like the guy who like founded the band. Like I talked to George, and he was like, "Yeah, like we're probably not gonna get it. Like I wouldn't get your hopes up." And then on like the plane home, like right before the plane from like my spring break like went back, like I got an email that was like Peach Pit opener, and I was like, "Congratulations!" And I just started like fucking like losing my mind like, on the plane. I was like, oh my god. Like the lady next to me was like, are you okay? And like the flight attendant came over and was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm so okay. Like you have no idea how okay I am. Um, so that was so fun. And then like the plane took off and I couldn't like talk to anyone for like 2 hours. And so I
Mm.
couldn't tell anyone. But I like immediately called everyone and like told the band, and it was, and then we had like 6 days to prepare to open for like 4,000 people. And so
Wow.
that was like like I was so stressed. I was like so excited, but like I literally like had hives at one point because I was like so stressed about it because I was like, oh
Jeez.
my god, like I get nervous opening for like 100 people or like
Yeah.
200 people, like 4,000. I was like, I'm gonna throw up. But like it ended up going really well. Like
Yeah.
everyone, like the student concert committee did it so well, and like Peach Pit were so nice, and so everything was really organized like smoothly, so I didn't have to like worry, which is something that I was worried about. And we got there and like we got to meet Peach Pit. Like we all like stood in a line and they like came over and like shook everybody's hand and like said hello. And like they were super nice guys. They were kind of just like fellas. Like they didn't seem like crazy like rock star guys. They were just
Yeah.
like nice people. And um yeah, and then like I brought my dad along, and like we watched Peach Pit soundcheck, and then we soundchecked after. And like I was looking for my dad because he like disappeared, and I like walked around the curtain after sound check, and my dad was just standing there like talking to all of the Peach Pit guys, just like chatting it
God.
up. And I was like, "Oh, hey, dad!" Like, "Hey, guys!" And then Peach Pit like remembered my name. They're like, "Oh, hey, Allie," and I was like, "What's going on? Like, what the hell?" Because Peach
That's
Pit's also one of
incredible.
my favorite bands ever. So
Okay.
Wow.
it was just a
Yeah,
crazy
I
experience.
was curious if you had heard about them before, like prior to the concert, because I personally have not heard of them. So that was kind of cool to see the chain of events.
Yeah. Like, I used to listen to Peach Pit when I was, like, 15 and 16, like, in high school, and they were one of my favorite bands, and
That's
so
awesome.
it was just a crazy thing to, like, meet someone that, like, I looked up to like that, and, um, yeah, and then being super nice, like, they say, like, don't meet your idols because like, they're not gonna live it up to you, like, to what
Right.
you think in your head, but, like, nah, like, they were great, so
Well, congratulations. That's awesome. So
yeah, sorry, I just, like,
I'm glad to hear about it.
talked to
No,
No,
it's
no,
awesome.
no. That's the whole point.
I know.
So yeah.
And the opening went well. Like everyone was on point and everything.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Like, there was some points where we, like, messed up, but it wasn't, like, noticeable. It was on I think I only noticed it because, like, I knew what was supposed to happen, but then we
Mm.
just, like, before I went on so I was gonna come on the second song, like, I didn't open the show, we have a song that I'm not on, and it's just, like, more of, like, a rock, like, guitar kinda song. So I would like stand off on like the side of the like wings and then like run on and during like we played One Way or Another, so like by
Okay.
Blondie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like during like the first like four measures I would like run on and we've like done it at shows before and like it gets people hype and people are like, "Oh, something new. Like there's a different singer," you know?
Yeah.
But, like, I was, like, so nervous backstage that I was, like, pacing around, and then I, like, realized that, like, the song had started and it was my cue, and I was like, "Oh, damn," like, I almost, like, missed it, like, I had to run out onto stage, and then I, like, got there just as the, like, lyrics started, but I think people thought we did that on purpose, so it was fine.
There you
There you go.
go. So yeah, you're heading to Oregon for law school. Is that
Yeah,
true? Okay. Do you want to like tell us about that? How did you get interested in law to begin with?
um, well, to tell you the truth, I don't know. So,
Okay.
my mom is a lawyer, and so I think that that had something to do with it, but I think like, it's not like when I was a kid, I was like, "Oh, man, like, I wanna be a lawyer." Like, not really.
I don't think most
That's
kids
not
want to
the
be a
Yeah,
lawyer.
yeah.
truth. But, I think, like, around junior year, I was, like, kind of, like, really realizing, like, "Oh, I kinda have to, like, figure out what I wanna do, and, like, I can't just" like, I think in my head, I thought, like, "Oh, like, I'm just gonna do something creative, and then it might take off, and then I'll just do that."
Mm,
And I think, like, I kind of, like, woke up out of that, like, slight delusion, like, junior year, and I was like, "Oh, like, I actually need to get a job, like, I need to eat and put food on the table."
yeah.
Um, so I think, like, I just kind of thought about, like, what I wanted out of life and, like, what I wanted my career to be, and I had an internship over the summer where, like, I worked at a magazine, and I, like, wrote travel articles, and I really liked that and enjoyed it, but I was like, I don't know if I wanna do that for the rest of my life, like, be in journalism, because you're kind of just writing the same thing over and over and over again, but, like, in different contexts,
Mhm.
and I was like, I'm kinda like, I like it, but, like, it would get really old really fast, and so then I was like, law, at least, like, I
It's
can
always
feel
something new with
yeah,
law. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's
always
so many different ventures.
yeah, and you could even, like, change, like, fields of law, like, pretty
Mhm.
easily if you wanted to. So I was like that really drew me to it, and I felt like, "Oh, I can do something that actually helps someone," and I could see, like, how my work has, like, directly impacted somebody's life and helped them, hopefully. So I think, like, with journalism, you don't get to see the people reading it, and you're like, "Oh, like, these travel articles I'm writing, like, maybe they'll be helpful to someone," but, like, I can't see that, I don't know that. And so, yeah, I think just, like, having a direct impact on somebody or helping somebody somehow made me wanna do law. I don't know.
Cool.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that's a good reason right there. But yeah, definitely. I mean, keep your passion, right? I mean, you're gonna go out to Oregon. Are you gonna keep playing? What's the plan there?
Yeah. I think that I'm gonna try, but being in law school, I'm sure will be very hard. So I'm hoping that I can still balance like doing music on the side and being a lawyer. I think it might be hard. It'll be a challenge for me. I mean, it's been kind of a challenge even in undergrad, which scares me a little bit because, you know, running a band is kind of hard. So I don't know if I
Oh,
can
totally.
Oh,
I don't know if
Huh.
I can like start a band from scratch. I might want to like do what I kind of did with the Iron Curtain and join a band that already exists, or just focus on my own stuff. So I'm not really sure what that will look like, but
Do you find music like is it an added stress even though you love it, or is it more of a stress reliever,
oh,
Or
interesting.
both.
or both? Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it could be both.
Yeah, I think it's both because I think without it, I would have probably gone crazy in college. Um, because it's been like a really great outlet for me, and it's so fun. And like, I mean, like, I would do it if I made no money. Like, and I basically make no money, but like, I just do it for fun. Like, even if like there were shows that we would go to like in Muncie, and we would drive like 2.5 hours, all crammed in a tiny little car, and go to this like bar and play for like 5 people. And we made like no money. We lost money doing it, but we just like, did it because it was fun. And so I think it definitely was an outlet for me. And my college experience would have been a lot less fun without it. But yeah, I think it also is a little bit of a stressful thing because I mean, at first it was stressful because I was super shy and I didn't know how to perform. And I just liked singing and I liked music, but like I didn't know how to do the performance aspect. And that like
Mhm.
freaked me out for like a year. And
Mhm.
I would have to like get drunk before like every show. I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if I should say that, but
No, I think a lot of artists do that. Like
Yeah,
really big artists have to get drunk or high before a show. I think
yeah.
it's normal.
So I would usually get like have a few drinks and then I would be fine. But then eventually I got over that. I just got used to it. I still get nervous, but I think
That's part of
now
it.
it's just planning the shows and like making sure everything's in order and like there's a lot that goes into it. Like even though it may not seem like that, like it's like getting a flyer and like commissioning an artist or like talking to all of these different people to make sure everything like comes together. But yeah, so I
mhm.
would say both.
Yeah, I think getting nervous is it's a good thing because it means you care.
Yeah,
So if you went into it every time like, we'll see, whatever, then
yeah,
maybe you don't have a passion there, but that's good. You're nervous and you have a passion. You want to do well.
yeah, for sure.
So you got to play with Peach Pit. Who else is on your horizon? Who would you want to play for or with?
Oh my god.
It could be a dream. It could be tomorrow, whatever.
Probably Father John Misty. I was thinking
Okay.
I was like, if I ever met him, like I think he would be that would be incredible. Like he just has my favorite song of all time. Like I like all of his songs, but like his song like Real Love Baby is my like number one stream song like on Spotify like 3 years in a row. So I
There
think
you go.
Wow.
yeah, no, I committed to that song.
Where would you want to sing it with him?
I don't know.
Do you have a favorite venue?
Just sang with him alone and no one knew. Like I would be
Ooh.
totally fine with that.
There you go. Awesome. So when do you leave for law school? When are you starting up?
I leave in August, like
Okay.
mid-August.
So you're just going right out the gates, continuing school.
Yeah. I thought about taking a gap year, but I was like, I feel like if I don't go immediately, I won't want to go back. And so I need to just go. Um, but yeah, I'm a bit worried because I'm going out into like the other side of the country and I don't know anyone. So that's like a little bit
You'll be
worried,
fine.
but
It's kind of like starting a band, right? You got to get over the nerves.
yeah, you just have to do it and just not think about it, I think. But
So with that, you're moving to Oregon in August. Do the seasons ever influence your music? Like if you're sitting in the fall writing a song, does that change the lyrics compare like if you picked up a song and you started writing it in August, I guess that's summer technically, but going into fall. And then you put it down and start it again in spring. Do you think that affects the lyrics or the way you sing it?
That's a really interesting question. I think like maybe, but I think so like a song that I wrote that was literally about like summer once was like called Tangerine Love, and that was the first song I ever put out, but I wrote that song in like probably like 20 or 30 minutes, but like it was like about summer. So like I think
Yeah.
that just being so excited for summer and like so excited about like this love that was going to be like a summer love like going into it, like that influenced me to write a song. So I think like if any season like influenced me, like I think it's summer. But also Sell Me a Ticket's also about like a lost summer love. But I honestly I don't think I've ever written about fall or winter, but I associate my songs with fall or winter because I think like Craters in the Moon is another song I wrote, and that's definitely like a fall and winter song. But I don't know why I wrote it in the summer. So I don't really know. But I think that also most of my songs I write like in one sitting or two sittings, and I don't really drag them out. I think the only one I drug out was because I was doing it with the band. It was like the newest one, and so we drug it out for like a year, and I was just like constantly changing the lyrics because I didn't like them.
That's
But
what I was kind of curious about because like I've listened to Tangerine Love and Sell Me a Ticket, and those are very you can definitely tell that it's kind of has the brighter mood and sound, the summer vibes. But
mhm,
Illusions is spread out, so it's kind of I don't know. I don't feel a season as much,
yeah.
which is kind of cool. So
Yeah, for sure. And I also like I think I write all of my songs in the summer, which is something I'm realizing right now. Like I think every single one I wrote in the summer. So yes, it does influence me. I'm more creative in the summer apparently.
there you go, found it out.
That makes sense. You're like less bogged down with school, more creative freedom.
For sure.
Um, so let's say you and the band, you're crammed in a car. You got to go from Oregon to Maine to perform at some small bar, 4 or 5 people. That's not really relevant to the question. What is going to be on that road trip mixtape? Like, what kind of songs are you guys playing? What kind of artists?
Oh shit. Well, I think for me, so if it was like the OG band,
Mhm.
like I'll just genuinely tell you what we would. So like I would queue up like folk music like Father John Misty, like Peach Pit, like those kinds of artists. Like each one of us has like such different music tastes. Like Anthony, like our bassist, he like likes more heavy stuff. So it would go from like Father John Misty to like I don't know, like some other like I don't even know the bands that they play.
Like Deftones or
Yeah, or something like that. And
Metallica.
then I think Ben, our guitarist, really likes King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Have you guys heard of that?
Oh
Yes.
gosh,
Oh
we have
yes, I
heard of
love
that.
King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard.
Me too. Yeah, he has like a tattoo on his thigh. Like that's how much he loves.
What
Yeah.
Wow.
is it of the gizzard, the lizard, or
Yeah,
the
it's
wizard?
it's like the little lizard, the little crocodile.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then George, I feel like he likes everything. Like George knows I feel like he likes all kinds of music. He knows like all kinds of stuff, but he also like his own music is like techno stuff. He does like
Hmm.
yeah, so I feel like we all have a different sort of vibe and we
Mhm.
all like our car like playlists are never like cohesive in any way. It's always like vastly different.
Okay,
And
that could be fun. I
Yeah.
like
yeah,
the idea of it going from something like a smooth folk song to just bitching guitar for 10 minutes and then
Yeah.
back to folk.
That's what our like sets are like anyway. So it works out.
oh man, I was gonna say something and I lost it. Do you like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard? Do you have a favorite song?
I don't listen to them, but I do like it in the car if they play it. Like I actually don't have a favorite song or know much about it, but I've liked what I've heard.
Yeah,
So
cool. They kind of I don't know, Scott. When did we hear them for the first time? Like 2 years ago?
Yeah, the
It was
Garden
the
Goblin.
weirdest. Yeah, the Garden Goblin is the first song we heard, but it was just the most odd song I'd ever heard. And then from there on, I liked them. So it's interesting how bands pop up like that.
I know. Are they an old band or are they new?
I think they're 2000s for sure, but they got popular recently. Like
Mhm.
now, when I go to a record store, I can find them just like that, really easy. But definitely couldn't before. I think
Yeah.
they're even like in Walmart.
I feel like I hear people talking about them a lot recently.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you like vinyl records?
Yeah, I have quite a few. I don't I don't usually play them. I didn't bring my record player to Purdue, but when
Okay,
I was in high school, I used to collect vinyls.
sweet. Is there a reason? Do you like the sound better? Do you like the feeling of pulling out a vinyl, putting it on the deck, or the art?
I think it's just the collectible thing. Like you can have like a physical album like in your hand and it feels special. I guess also
Yeah.
I was probably just succumbing to the fact like that it was popular then and I was like, I want to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Have you guys ever made vinyl records for the Iron Curtain, or like CDs or?
No, but what's crazy is I was just talking to George about this yesterday. But
Oh, okay.
um I think it would be too expensive for us to like be able to do that. And I think we would have to like really market it because if people didn't buy it, then we would be out a lot of money.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fair.
But I feel like people don't use CDs anymore. Um, I mean, I've seen like old men at open mics like give out CDs and stuff, but I think that that's like the only people I've actually seen like put out CDs at shows. I think vinyl would be really cool, but I
Yeah,
just don't know like how realistic it is for us. But
I think CDs you hit the demographic perfectly. Older men at smaller shows that tend to hand them out. So cool. I love vinyls. I love to collect them. Same thing as you. Just it's kind of cool to have a piece of the band.
yeah, for sure. Do you have like a how big is your collection?
I probably have like 50.
Damn, that's a
I
lot.
have all of Elvis's albums, a majority of the Beatles. I don't know, and then a lot of mismatch stuff like some Fleetwood, some uh, what are they called? Oh my gosh, who sings Mrs. Robinson? Why am I blanking right now?
Simon and
Simon and
Garfunkel.
Garfunkel.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a lot of that type of stuff. Yeah,
the classics.
yeah. I mostly
I have
inherited
a
them.
Juice World vinyl, and that is it.
Oh my god.
I was going through it when he passed away. I was like, oh, I need this. I've listened to it once. It does have. They're kind of cool though, because they got, or at least this one has like a version of the song that's not released. So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like an insider.
That's very
Cool.
yeah. That is a cool part of it. Do you
So,
Oh, go ahead.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I'll go ahead. Purdue. Do you think they're gonna win?
Oh.
Are
I
you
hope
watching the game? That's the biggest thing.
Truthfully, no.
Wow.
I think
Wow.
I might if my friends watch it.
Scott, you're not watching it either
Because I'm. Why would I watch Purdue?
because it's an Indiana school. Sorry to interrupt, Allie.
No,
It's okay.
it's a good point.
You go to IU? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I still somewhat support
He
Purdue.
supports
I like
Purdue.
Painter, and I like the Big Ten. So if I had to pick anyone, it would be Purdue. As much as that pains me to say.
Yeah. I think like my boyfriend said that North Carolina beat Duke. Wait, they're playing North Carolina, right?
Uh,
Are they playing
yes,
Duke?
yes, they're playing North Carolina.
No, UNC's
Wait,
out.
no,
It'll
well,
be
it's North Carolina.
State, NC State.
State, yes,
Yeah.
NC State.
Okay. So isn't like aren't they like a worse team? Like
Yeah,
They're an
they're
11th
seeded
seed.
like 12th or 11th. Yeah,
yeah. So are don't we kind of have it in the bag or is that not true?
well, I
I feel
wouldn't
like
jinx this
Purdue never
quite
really
yet.
has anything in the bag, but yes, it is like you guys should be favored pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Okay. I like prefer to just like people tell me we won and I'm like, yay, woohoo.
That is a
Yeah.
better feeling. You don't have to go through all the like, come on,
Yeah.
put it in the basket. Well, cool. Do you think the culture of Purdue has affected your music? Like if you didn't have, say, the Iron Curtain existed, but there wasn't an underground band scene, do you think you would have as much not food, fun with music?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I think I like had fun doing it on my own, but I think live shows is something like it's a way different type of fun. It's like I feel like I get satisfaction from like making a song and then putting it out on my own, but also like when you're collaborating with other people, it's like a team effort. It's super fun, and then being able to like go and play them to like people who like sometimes know the words. That's super fun.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
it's like a different kind of satisfaction, and also I feel like Purdue actually has a really good community, like in the music scene. Everyone is super nice. Everyone's super creative and artistic. Like we have people who like make like zines for the shows. Like we had that in the past. Like so many photographers and people who make like collages and like it's just like everyone seems so supportive of it and it's so fun because everyone is like so serious about it in like a creative way. It's just like a creative outlet for like hundreds of people, which is really cool. So
Yeah.
I think that really like was so cool, and I think that made me like want to be more creative too, because it's like wow, like all of these people are like so cool. I want to be cool too. I want to be like them. So
I think one of the coolest parts about it is, I mean, people literally rent houses for the year so that they can be a host house, which
mhm,
is so cool. I mean,
I
that's
know.
something you go anywhere, any other college campus, and you don't really see that. So,
Yeah, it's also due to the fact that Purdue does not have a venue for live music. Oh, sorry. But, like, there's no bar that
true.
like you know what I mean? Like at Muncie and like Wall State, there's like a bar called Be Here Now. And it's so cool.
Okay.
It's like a two-level like bar, and there's a big stage in the bottom, and it's just for like college bands.
Yeah,
Like Purdue really needs to invest in something like that because we have a huge music scene here, and
true. They
I
make
think
a ton of money off of it. I
yeah,
mean,
no, they really would. Like people would love that. I feel like there'd be
yeah.
hundreds of people that would bring in, but nobody's just done it yet.
And Scott, you guys have is it Bluebird? Is that the bar that
Yes,
hosts a lot
it's
of local
got
bands?
loads of people, local bands that come to Bluebird, and I feel like Purdue needs something like a Purdue Bird or something, because I mean, like you're saying, that's like a perfect opportunity. I don't know
Mhm.
why they haven't started yet.
Dang. Hopefully somebody watches this and builds a band bar.
And then we can make money from it.
Yeah.
It was our
There
idea.
you go. There you go.
Scott, do you ever
Right.
go to like shows at Purdue or IU?
If I'm being completely honest, the only shows I've been to have been at Purdue, like the underground house shows. I don't know if we have as big of a definitely not as big as Purdue, but I don't even know
I've
if we have any sort of concerts at IU. Do you know?
I've
Me
seen one
too.
poster at your school for an
Yeah,
underground band,
it's just
but that
not.
that was it.
I think with Bluebird, it's like there's not really a point to have any shows at a house where you could risk like breaking stuff. Just rent out Bluebird for an hour or two.
Yeah, I've played at a house at IU, but
Oh, really?
yeah, it's called the Reef. But I think that's the only house I know of there that like does consistent shows. But
Okay. Come on, Scott.
Yeah, I
yes,
know. I should know my
You
school
should be
better.
up with this, man. We got to go
Sorry.
sometime. All right, good to know.
just curious.
So, where can the people watching find you?
You can find the Iron Curtain on Spotify and Apple Music. You can find my stuff on Spotify and Apple Music, just under my name, Ali Manges. And we're also on Instagram. So we haven't hopped on TikTok yet. Maybe we should do that. I don't know. I don't know how to do it.
Well,
But yeah.
if TikTok doesn't get banned in the next couple of weeks, that would stink. But honestly, TikTok, Scott, would you say it's worth it?
No.
It's
I hate
it's a
TikTok.
pain. It is such a pain.
It always messes up your edits, and it's like hit or miss with how many views you get.
Hmm. I feel like they make it unnecessarily hard to like make a TikTok. Like I don't
Yes.
know.
I agree. Still
Like-
fun though.
Mm.
Do you still have to do the thing where you have to take the videos like in order and you can't like mess them around? Like put. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Lots
pretty
of-
sure it has to stay in the order that you recorded them in.
Yeah, like why? Why?
No, it's terribly annoying though.
Yeah.
We'll see. Follow Allie on Instagram. Follow the Iron Curtain on Instagram. We'll link you in the description, of course. We're Offstage, and this is Allie, and we'll see you next time.